Hey there, and if you recently watched my video on collecting TV animation, then I apologize. YouTube kind of cut it off about the halfway mark, so what I decided to do was to basically just redo the complete video here now and hopefully talk a little bit more in depth on some of the stuff. So I'm breaking it up into like 2 or 3 videos on TV animation, but right now what we're going to talk about are 5 sets. So I apologize if you've already seen some of this stuff. I'm going to try to get more in depth and put a little bit more spin on it than I did the first time around. So let's get started. A lot of people forget that special time when you're a child, when you're waiting for your favorite shows. When it's Friday night and you know Saturday morning is going to be filled with your favorite programs, and you have your TV guide, and you've actually, maybe not everybody did this, but I did this. You plan out what cartoons you're going to watch the next day. You've got your cereal ready for the morning. You know you're not going to go anywhere till after 12 o'clock hits, when most of the good cartoons are over. And well, that was my childhood. I'm not sure if you guys had the Saturday morning experience or not, but I did here, and that was a fantastic time in my life. And sometimes I like to revisit it and look at some of those shows that I watched as a kid, and even some of those that I watched later on. It's never too late to find that inner child inside of you, and you really should collect some of these shows. Not only are the shows that are great for if you have kids yourself ever, but they're shows that I think keeps you young, and some of them you really should have. As much as you should have Criterion and Scream Factory and Doctor Who in your collection, these are just as important, and let's look at some of these right now. First up is, thanks to lowering prices in DVDs, we're getting a lot of complete series sets come out now. And Shout Factory is one of the companies that does it best. The series Transformers, of course you know, hopefully you know this series, the Autobots versus the Decepticons. It was a sci-fi series in the mid-'80s, and of course Michael Bay made the movies that can't even touch the series, and there are some actually pretty good storylines in here. If you think you know the Transformers and you've only ever seen the movies, you really owe it yourself to pick up this set. This is a great set. It's a 15-disc box set. Shout Factory put it out. There's some great stuff on it. It's got some retrospective featurettes. It has some public service announcements, one to grow on, really cool things. You remember those. It's awesome if you don't. It's a great chance to see them. There's some cool retro toy commercials on here, some art galleries, and it really gets into all of the original 4 seasons of the series. So we're just going to open up one of these here just to show you what the discs and the look like. So we have like the kind of standard cool adventure art. Each one has its own on there, and of course there's 2 discs in the slim cases. The first 2 discs have of course the More Than Meets the Eye, and More Than Meets the Eye was a 3-part like the pilot for it. There's some really great 3- and 4-parters on here, and Transformers was an amazing series. It's one I can't recommend highly enough. It's Shout Factory put this out, and Shout Factory puts out some really great stuff, some really different, unique stuff. I love the packaging on this. There is another set out, a collector set, that's much bigger. It kind of has the big what do you call it, eye thing on it. But it's for me, just love the set. And there's one show that normally gets put up with the Transformers all the time. It was another show that became a series of live-action movies. One that came out recently with The Rock, and that's G.I. Joe. And of course, Shout Factory put this out as well. And this is the all 95 episodes of the original series. Yes, there was more G.I. Joe after this, but this is like the original series, the first two seasons. Yeah, animated series are done much different than many television shows. And syndicated shows like this usually ran about 65 episodes or so per season. They wanted to make sure they could get at least 100 episodes and over to put the series into syndication and kind of rerun it over and do the toys. And G.I. Joe and Transformers, one of those shows that were kind of made to highlight a toy series, and they just happen to have some really kick-ass good episodes, some great voice work, by the way, and some incredible animation. This one here is 16 discs. Of course, we got the PSAs for G.I. Joe on here. Just some incredible stuff, featurettes, some Hasbro G.I. Joe commercials. It even has a 1963 Toy Fair presentation of the original G.I. Joe series. You know, the big, well, you probably don't if you're not if you don't remember this, but the big 12-inch G.I. Joe figures that came out originally before the smaller ones came out, kind of following along with what Star Wars did when it came out in the 1970s and changed the way that we viewed action figures as you know today. These here were brought out on their own in like separate series, sets like this. And this is season 1.1. Whoa, okay. And it comes into slim cases. Has some great stuff on here. Each one has two discs. And of course, you know, looking back featurette. With the writer is a couple. I guess it's a 3-part looking back featurette. Incredible. Knowing is half the battle, which was the whole G.I. Joe and Transformer PSA thing. Is, you know, like it would be like something about like drugs, or some kid would be about to steal a bike, and G.I. Joe, one of the G.I. Joe characters would come up and, you know, explain to them what was wrong, you know. And knowing is half the battle, kids. Incredible stuff. Just look at some of this stuff. Shows you the animation and stuff. Great characters, and really, Duke doesn't die in this one. Just saying. Hope I didn't spoil the latest G.I. Joe movie for you there, but Duke doesn't die in this series. Nor should he. Next up is another one. I know TJ Pyramid's a fan of this show, and I am as well. My better half loves it. And her sister was actually afraid of one of the characters in this one here. Was she? And this is Thundercats. I gotta love this one here. This is done by Warner Brothers. You know, unfortunately, the Thundercats, although they're put out on some very quality discs, they were put out featureless. So we got some great disc art on the Thundercats series, and there's 6 discs in a set, and each set is half a season, because like I said before, a lot of these seasons here ran 65 episodes. This is season 2, volume 2. I actually have season 2, volume 2, and season 1, volume 1, but I'm missing season 1, volume 2, and season 2, volume 1. Unfortunately, these things are much harder to come by now, so I haven't found them yet. Don't you just love when I'm doing this particular thing? I just love that. Thundercats was an action series, science fiction series. It had some great animation in here, some very cool voice acting. Oh, there is one thing on here. The Thundercats Ultimate Adventure Challenge on Disc 12, which I'm guessing is probably since I haven't watched that featurette, I'm guessing it's probably going to be something like one of those little lame quiz things. So, you know, you kind of wish there'd be more. Next up is HannaBarbera, and I'm a huge HannaBarbera fan. I think that nobody's collection is complete unless they have some HannaBarbera in that DVD case. I'm sorry, but your collection is not complete without it. HannaBarbera did classic, incredible animation, and I'm going to show you one of my better half's favorite HannaBarbera series, and maybe not one of the well, it was one of the better known ones in my day, but maybe not the best known one today. We've got many HannaBarbera in our collection, including the Flintstones, stuff like that, but this one has just a little bit of everything, and that was Wacky Races. Wacky Races was a way to take a lot of the HannaBarbera characters and a lot of the secondary characters and put them in a wacky race to see who was going to win. There's 34 episodes in this original series, and all of them are here. It had 2 spin-off series that were fairly successful as well. One which we do own, which was the Paris of Penelope Pit Stop, this girl right here. And the other one was, oh God, the Amazing Flying Machines of Dastardly, right?
No, it's Dastardly's Amazing.
Dastardly's Amazing Flying Machines, something like that. Anyway, see what it says here. Dastardly and Muttley in their flying machines. That was the other one. Incredible stuff. You've got to have some HannaBarbera in your collection if you're a real collector. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I'm calling you out. HannaBarbera needs to be in your collection. It doesn't have to be Wacky Races if that's not your thing, but there is a HannaBarbera series there for everybody.
Jabberjaws.
Jabberjaws. She loves Jabberjaws. Jabberjaws, of course, was the shark that talked like Curly from the Three Stooges. And last but not least, for this one anyway, because this is going to be a multi-part thing, and let me know what you want to see more of. And it is Shira, Princess of Power. Why Shira and not He-Man? Because He-Man came first, and you know what? Although He-Man was a really great series, they kind of worked out the kinks on He-Man and had it perfected by the time they did Shira. If it's possible, I really suggest that you pick up this version of Shira, the ink and paint version. If you can't, there's some great Mill Creek ones with I think some features on it, but this has a lot more stuff. And I'm going to open this up and show you guys exactly what the series box set here is like. Remember, like all the rest of them, this is like the half series, like it opens up. And what's really cool about this, I'm going to show you this right here, is that it has 2 art cards, and collectible art cards that you can't get anymore. And this has started to make some of these really, really collectible, and some great art from different artists. This is, of course, from Dave Johnson, who did Batman, Nightwing, Steel, Superman, Red Son. If you read that miniseries, kind of the Communist Superman, a really good one. Worked on 100 Bullets and, of course, Detective Comics. And, of course, this is, I think, it's Humberto Ramos. Yeah. Of course, a lot of people know him for his work on Flash, Impulse, and lately on Spider-Man. And these are just 2 like art cards by, basically reinterpretations of the characters by new artists. I was amazed when I found this out. I got these here at a store that is no longer actually around. So looking for these are basically a search online now. My son does have more of these than I do. He has a couple of Shiras, a couple of He-Mans. He even has one of the new He-Man collections, and one of them has an Alex Ross art card in it, which is freaking incredible. There's a lot of great TV animation there. You just have to find your generation and your stuff. But those are some that I recommend from any generation, because there is some really quality stuff there. There's some quality voice acting, some quality storylines, some stuff that you can wrap yourself into. Just grab a really cool animation set. Something looks interesting to you. Take it, pick it up, buy it, get yourself some cereal, get yourself some comfy clothes, take a weekend, go through it, have some fun. We're going to look into more of the animated sets on my next video, and that's it for part 1. And I'm glad that the video didn't upload the way that I wanted it to, because I think I got to do it better this time around. Thanks a lot for watching, and I got to go and put on the kettle, because right now it is time for tea.